complicated to ship. The VAT portion is also complicated. I don't get it. Compliance matter. The tax authorities or Amazon would be shutting my store because I won't know what to do. Now, we've been in this space for quite a while, and we've helped thousands of sellers to navigate through this. And if you contact an agency that says they're going to be dealing with your VAT, they should be in a position to give you the whole A to Z package of expansion. So, which means that from the VAT registration point of view, that is not a headache for somebody that knows what they are doing. From a shipping point of view, from a customs point of view, the documentation that is required when you ship, your VAT agency must be able to cater for all of that. I'm sure we're going to cover this, whereby there's been new changes in Europe, which again, suddenly, I would say up until 2020, everybody was thinking that, we've gone through the whole difficulty in expanding into Europe. We know what we are doing. And then Brexit hits on the 1st of January 2021. Now, everybody now is thinking of this Brexit monster, and they're thinking, I can't do this. It's become complicated again. If you think about 2015, 2012, I think that's where everybody's mindset is at the moment. But Europe is a no-no for me.
And so you just mentioned some of the changes. Since you just brought that up, let's skip ahead right to that and talk about what has changed over the last few months in terms of bringing things into the EU.
So I would say the main changes are customs and how you ship your products into Europe. Even Amazon had the EFN network. What that meant is that if you were a US seller, you would be able to ship your products only into the UK, and then Amazon will deal with the distribution for you. So which means you didn't have to worry about the fact that you've got somebody that is buying your products in Germany. You didn't have to worry about shipping into Spain because Amazon facilitated that. And they launched the Pan-EU program back in 2016, which made things even much more easier because it means that they were now distributing your inventory or making it available in those European countries. And again, selling in Europe became very easy. And then when Brexit came around and the EU rules changed, that's where the complication started, which means that the UK now was separated from the EU. So when we're thinking about now launching your product, you had to think about two different countries or sort of like continents. We're still in parts of European map.
Right.
But you had to think about the United Kingdom being the United Kingdom, and now Europe being Europe, but not knowing as to which country you're going to be starting with. And I would say that complication is the one that's coming now, whereby sellers, and I would say it's not that they are lazy, they are busy. They're busy with other marketplaces that they're sort of like comfortable with, e.g. the US. If you're selling from the US and you're thinking, my turnover per month in the US, it's $100,000. I don't have to worry about UK. It's too much of a headache. And all of a sudden seeing that the huge brick wall, we are lucky that even though there's been those Brexit and there's Europe introduced new changes, which is on VAT now, on how we file VAT, which is the IOSS and OSS rules. They changed the VAT thresholds. And now sellers, they read about all these things and they think about them as a huge challenge and a huge reason for them not to expand, especially into Europe or in any marketplaces.
Gotcha. So I mean, if people are thinking about getting started doing this and, trying to overcome these hurdles, think about them, in their head, obviously the UK, separate issue now because that's another jurisdiction, as you mentioned. People want to sell in the EU, unlock things like Germany, Italy, France, Spain, et cetera, as you were talking about. What do the economics of that look like? Let's say they have a $25 product that they're, at retail in the United States. It costs them, let's say, $10, just to use round numbers. It hopefully costs you less than that. But what does it take to get the thing into Europe? Which country would you send it to? Does it get you availability into selling that into all of Europe. When do you pay the VAT? Like, how do you compensate for the additional costs? It's kind of like walk through those steps in economics.
Okay. So when we're talking about product launch, we're going to have to consider a few things. What you need to consider is, number one, it's going to be your shipment. Where are you going to be shipping to? Which country? And you would have done your research, of course. Which marketplace you think that it's going to do well? I'm going to make an example. If I'm going to be looking at shipping in Italy, I need to make sure that it's a product that is relatable to the Italian people. Please do not ship any of your ski gear here in the UK because it doesn't snow. So don't think that you're going to be you're going to be sailing down the Snowdonia mountain, because that's not going to happen. So you have to think about from a geography point of view, which product sells well where. If you're going to be talking about sailing, think about seasonality. It's summer in Europe, it's winter in Australia, say for instance, or it's summer in the US. Can I actually move my products around the continent? And then if you have that product that you think that it's gonna fit in well with the EU marketplace and also the seasons, then you need to think about shipping, which we will be able to support you with that. You need to think about the documentation. You need to think about VAT. If you're shipping, let's say, larger products that are more than $20 or $10, now you need to think about a third-party warehouse. And you may just want to cut the third-party warehouse and go straight into your shipping and your VAT matters. So you've got an agency that is going to be supporting with your VAT, and you've got an agency that is going to support you with your shipment. Your Amazon account is actually opened, and you will be using the US entity. You're not going to be incorporating another new entity here in Europe because you think, oh, that's a European country now. I can't trade using my US Inc. or your LLC. You could still use the same entity to expand over into Europe. But we need to make sure that you've got the VAT number. If you are looking at a launch strategy and you came for me as far as like which country should I be looking at registering for VAT on, I'll be thinking of the UK because you're going to have to launch here, and maybe one country in Europe so that you're able to store the products in one country. Now, two countries that I would say they'll be more favorable on my side, I would say Germany and France. So get a VAT number in one of those countries. However, if you're going to be storing your products in a country, you need to have a VAT number. So which means you won't just stop in France, but as a launch strategy, you could just do one country in Europe. So France represents all of Europe, which is the EU 27, and then you've got the UK. Now also you need to think about the EURI number, which is used for shipping. And we apply for that at the same time when we are applying for your VAT numbers. Once you have that, you are ready, and your Amazon account, you are ready to ship. But also language localization, I would say that's one of the most important things. It's okay for you to speak English, but when it comes to German, you need to have agencies like YLT Translations, which is some of the agencies that we work with that are going to be able to do the translation for you. When you're talking about shipping, we will be the ones that are going to be helping you with the documentation that is required in order for you to ship, and we will be your importer of records as well.